Morning everybody, welcome back to Stan's World. And today I'm going to try to give you an update on my Shanty Searay build. It's slow go. Man, it's been so hot lately I just haven't been into it. I'd be lucky if I can get an hour a day. And I started grinding out that transom. One side of it was just totally rotten. I just raked it right out. And a lot of it was that way, but the top half, it looks good from the outside, but when you get through the good, it's rotten again on down deep. And I got over an inch and a half in that. I got to grind out, cut out, chip out, and be real careful not to mess up my transom while I'm at it. But yeah, it's coming along. But we've got a lot of grinding to do. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to videotape this grinding and all this because it's just, it'll mess my camera up. But I will take pictures of it, update you where I'm at. I'm going to show you where I'm at now on it. I got the transom just about stripped. And I'm just about down to the point to where I've got to mask up, put my suit on, and get in there and just really get nasty with that grinder one day. And it's going to take basically all day just grinding and getting it ready to start fiberglassing. And then I'll have to go get my wood, which I've been debating on what to use for stringers and all this kind of stuff. And I've been watching everybody else's videos, and there's just so many questions. And it's a big job, but it's coming on. Let me show you what I got out here. I got everything together just about, and let me show you where we're at. All right. Well, welcome back to Stan's World. We're back in the old Searay. We're getting there. I made up my mind today. I said, it's getting nice weather now, getting the kind of weather I can fiberglass, because that stuff, you don't want to do it too hot and you don't want to do it too cold. And I got to thinking, it won't be long, cold weather's going to be here, so I better get my eggs busy. So I got to make me a blueprint first of the motor mounts, dimensions and all, before I cut them out. And then I'm going to saw out the rest of the floor. We got about half the transom skin. Haven't got that side over there skin yet because that side over there is not rotten. But we still got to cut it out. This side over here was gone. And about halfway up was gone. And the rest of it up is not bad. So it's not hardly as bad as I thought it was, but it's still bad. So let's get to making my blueprint, and then we'll get to sawing. I got me a brand new saw blade. I did. So, it looks like our first dimension is to this back side right here. And from the transom, it looks like that's exactly 16 inches. It's alright, 16 inches to there. And we measure to the first hole. And the first hole it looks like exactly 24 inches. I would say that's about right to the center. 24 inches. And then this is approximately 11 inches long. And to the first hole is 18 and a half. And let's double check these numbers on the other side and make sure it's the same. It should be the same, but you never know. You just never know. It should be 24 inches to here. I'd say that's right. 18 and a half there. I'd say that's right. 11. That's right. And 16, did I say? And actually this was 15 and a half. Why is it a half inch difference? Don't matter, I'm sure, but 15 and a half, sure is half inch difference. But the holes are still the same. But it's a half inch difference. That's 16 all day long. Oh well. Now then, let's see what we got from the side. From the side, we got 30 inches from the side of the boat over. $27 and a half will work. This should be that. It's 9 inches tall, right? The bottom of the boat. Thereabouts. 8 inches. There's my print. That looks good to me. Let's start sawing. Cut this shit. Yeah, we're gonna do it, man. off so bad. Kind of funny today. I went to Home Depot to get my wood, and today just happened to be my 67th birthday, and somebody told me that Home Depot give everybody who's a veteran 10%. You know, sign up, then you get 10% off. Well, anyway, I went in there and got all my 2x4s for my braces and clamps and stuff, and got one piece of 3/4 inch and two pieces of 1/2 inch. And when I bought the wood, it's one 3/4 was $49, and the other one was not far off it. When I got up there and rung it all up, and the lady rung it all up, and she looked at me and said, "That's $93." And I had other stuff. I had some threaded rods, screws, some gloves, a whole bunch of stuff I'd bought. She said, "Oh, it's $93." And I just looked at her and I said, "That don't sound right." You know, I went on, got there, and the guy helped me load it all up, you know, on the truck. And I drove away, and I got out there in the parking lot, stopped and looked at my damn receipt, and she didn't charge me but for one piece of plywood. So I got the Home Depot discount. I got all that wood for $90 and several other things. Anyway, let's get this stuff unloaded and get it drawn out and start cutting and gluing. All right, I'm going to record this part of it. All right, you guys. This morning we're going to start sawing our transom. Our transom for the new boat. We got to cut up through here, and then we're going to move these blocks in. And we're going to cut it off. Yeah, we got to move the blocks up next. Let's move the blocks up. We got to cut this off. And I don't want to cut that up and fall down, so move the blocks over here. I don't really have a good way to do woodworking. I really don't. I do the best I can do. I'm not really set up for this kind of work, but I managed to get it done. Well, darn. I got it basically cut out right here. That's the first piece. It fits my cutout in the boat. Now I I gotta have 1 inch, 800 thousandths thick, a little over 1 3/4 inches, 2 foot wide, 2 foot high. That's how thick it was when I took it out of the boat. And that, with that dimension and the 500 thousandths on the hull, that'd give me right at 2 1/4. And that's what it had when I took it, before I cut anything off that transom, 2 1/4 thick. But right in it, like 240 thousandths. So that's what we're gonna put it back to, or try to. I gotta get him, see what wood I got, see what kind of combination I can come up with. I mean, I know I can raise it up and down with my fiberglass, but I gotta be able to put at least 1/8 of an inch of fiberglass on top of all this. So I'm looking at, around 2 inches, trim hull and wood, before I start fiberglassing on the inside. So let me get out my calculator and get to thinking on this and see what kind of wood. I mean, I got 2 sheets of it's 573 thousandths. If I use 2 of those, it's going to be too thick. If I use 2 of these, put another one of these on there, it's not going to be quite thick enough. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I may have some 3/8 in here. I might could do something a little different, but we're going to have to come up with 1 3/4 of wood. No more than 1.8. No more than 1.8 of wood to go on the existing hull. Once the fiberglass added, that I can come up with 2 1/4. All right, let's get it done. Okay, we got the transom cut out and it fits pretty good in the boat. We got 3 layers. We got a 3/4 piece, a 700 thousandths piece, a 573 piece, and a 1/2 inch piece. And that comes up to 1 inch and almost what I need. Okay, just perfect, almost perfect. I'm going to glue the 1/2 inch to the 573 first, and then when that's glued, we will put the transom in there and we'll temporarily screw it to it, and we'll put it in the boat and line it up, and we'll draw out the keyhole, and then we'll glue it all together again and glue these 2 to the other piece, and then we will put it in the boat. Right now, let's get this thing here pretty much you gotta put a lot of glue. You want to, this is the transom. I was going to use fiberglass, but I decided to use this PL marine glue, Loctite, on this part of it. Now when I glue the transom into the boat, I am going to glue that in with peanut butter. I'm going to mix up epoxy peanut butter and do it that way, because I'll show you my little design I've come up with now you want to use a trowel like this. It's got the grooves in it, so you can have you want to have lines like that. You don't want it to be smooth. Just keep working this in, and you get it all over. Pretty much all over. I know I want to make it better than it was. And I had voids in the fiberglass on the transom. Underneath there, part of the wood wasn't even glassed down to the hull. I mean, I just popped it right off when I was doing my demolition. And I was just like, damn, that's from the factory that way, man. That's sad. Actually. I don't think I'm going to glue both halves. I'm just going to glue one. And I'll put a C-clamp on every corner. And then I'll put some weight right in the middle. And that's pretty much one $18 tube of glue down the tubes. All right, let's get it worked in here. So. It's not good to screw anything together. You don't want to screw anything together when the glue's drying because it's just not good. You always just want to put some weight on it. Just always put some weight on it. Lightly C-clamp it together. And I always drill a hole in my wood before I put it on here on the top side to see if anything comes out of it. That way, if something comes out, and you squeeze it together, you know you've got a good seal. You know you got a good seal when you put you a hole in a couple of them. You can always fill them where you can fill all this up anyway. It's all going to be fiberglass. All going to be fiberglass. Well, I think that's good enough, y'all. Maybe a little bit more down here. I think that's good enough. Now, let's fry. Make sure you don't get any of this underneath it, or because it'll stick to anything. It's just like concrete when it dries. It's like concrete when it dries, so you don't want to get any of it anywhere. Okay, this is my second day of gluing and fitting and squeezing and trying to get a transom put in this boat. I've got it fitted. I hadn't glued nothing in yet, but I got it fitted, and I've got it marked where it's got to go. I'll put the holes in there after it's all said and done, and I'll show you what it looks like in here. I can crawl up on this scaffold here without breaking my neck. There we go. I know it don't look like much, but it's a start. I got an elaborate fixture made. It's got 2x4s on both sides that holds this thing in while I'm going to be gluing it. And then once it's fiberglassed in the back, then we will come back and fill all them gaps up with peanut butter. A nice big radius. All the way around. All them gaps will be full. the peanut butter. And then we will come back and we will tab it all in with 1708. About 3 layers of what I got. And then, once that's done, and then we'll put a coat of chopped all over it, over the whole thing. And after that, well, it's not marine plywood, but you know, if it lasts 30 years like the other one did, then it'll outlive me. So, and I don't plan on selling it there again. There we are. All right, let's get at it. We'll take it out and fiberglass the other 1 inch of material on top of it. And maybe that. We'll drill about 3 holes in that. Well, still working on the transom. I don't think I've been using enough of hardener. It's just taking my stuff entirely too long to dry, but that's okay, I guess. I got this all peanut buttered in, as you can see. When that dries, I'll sand it a little bit, put some radiuses on the corners, and I'll sand that all over, and I'll put me a coat of 1708 down through there. And then after that, we will cut the keyhole in it. Just drawn on there on the bottom side. We'll cut that in there, then we will, it's ready to put in the boat. Yeah. But good morning, everybody. And we're getting close to getting this thing ready to go on the boat. Today we're going to drill this out and saw it out and get it roughed in. And we're going to round these corners off real good all the way around with a sander. Put a layer of 1708 across the top and bottom. And then we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to get it ready to go in the boat. It's just about ready to go. I got to make my fixture. I got a fixture I got to build that holds this in place in the boat. A series of 2x4s and threaded rod and this, that, and the other. But the hole's got to be in there before we can use our fixture. So that's the next step, is putting the keyhole in there. So, so far so good. Let's get busy drilling holes. Side here. All right, let's jigsaw some. Let's get it roughed out. Get it all roughed out here. There she be. All right, I love it. Well, it's raining for the next few days, but we got the transom ready to go in the boat. The boat is ground down, it's ready to accept it. And here's my new transom. Excuse me. Here's my new transom and the fixture that's going to hold it in the boat. This right here will be what glues up against the fiberglass in the boat. And this will be on the outside of the boat here. All right, and I'll putty this all up real good with peanut butter resin like in the boat too. And I'll clamp that thing up on there. And she's good and straight. It didn't bow or nothing on me. As you can see, it looks pretty good down through there. So it ought to lay right up against that transom real good. We'll tighten it up, and this will hold it while the resin sets up. Since I'll be working with it a little bit, I'm gonna fix it so it's a slow cure. All right, that's where we're at on the transom. Hey y'all, well, we're back on the boat today. Back on the Shanty Searay build. We're gonna glue that transom in today. I got another set of hands coming over here to help me because I can't be on the inside of the boat and the outside boat at the same time. And I gotta do that to put my fixture on to hold all this mess together. So we gotta mix up our resin, get it good and gooey, and just get the right amount of hardener in there. And then we're gonna smear that stuff on there real thick, and then we're gonna smack that transom on there. We're gonna smack that transom on there. There she be, good and flat. Here's my mixing bucket, big catwalk litter box. And we're gonna glue her up on the boat and let her sit for 24 hours. And after that 24 hours, then we'll come back and we'll put peanut butter all around the grooves, all the way around, nice and radius. And then when that dries, we'll come back and tab around that all the way around, a couple of layers of 1708. And then we'll come around and cover the whole thing with some mat. That'll be done. I'm just waiting on my other set of hands to get here. We're going to get mixing this stuff up. Let's get with it. I can roll, baby. Good morning, everybody. I was up last night having to climb a tree to get that little girl out of a tree. A dog scared her up a tree out here, and she must have went up 50 feet in that tree and would not come back down. We finally got her down. Peepaw, hey, Peepaw, what are you doing, girl? Anyway, today, or yesterday I should say, I got the transom glued in the boat. A friend came over, he brought a dog with him. There it is. There is the fixture still on there. It's been drying for 24 hours. Well, it's been drying for 12 hours. It's set up pretty quick because I mixed it up. It's set up within 30 minutes. So let's show you what we got on the inside here. Let's crawl up here. Don't want to fall. But that's what we got. That's what we got. And it should be on there good. Now we got to come back around here. Now we got to come back around here and put fiberglass peanut butter all in here. All the way around this whole thing has got to be filleted with peanut butter. All the way around the bottom and everywhere. All with peanut butter. And radiused out real good. All the way around. Then when we get that done, that dries good, we'll come back and we'll put tabbing in, 1708 tabbing all the way around. All the way around. Probably a couple of layers, make it pretty thick. And then when we get that done, then we'll put chop all over it, the whole thing, put chop on. And then we get that done, we'll grind our strips for our stringers all the way to the front, put a new bulkhead in up there, all the way down with the stringers. Then I'll have to cut all this out and put this in. But I'm thinking I'm probably going to add another stringer right there. Didn't have one from the factory, but I think I'm going to put another stringer here. It ain't going to hurt nothing. It'll just make it stronger. But yeah, but that's where we're at. And believe me, that right there was one of the biggest things I had to do. Being as when I started the job, I didn't know it was rotten. So anyway, we're going to get on it today again and work some more. I meant to videotape putting that on there yesterday, but a fella come over here and he brought his dog and he was in a hurry, and I just didn't have a chance to do it. But I don't really like to videotape all this old nasty work, like handling my camera with resin all in my hands and gloves and stuff on and dust and stuff. So, and I don't have what's it called, a cameraman, because it's just me, okay? It's hard to do all this stuff by yourself, but we try. Y'all have a great day. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. And God bless the people up in North Carolina and Tennessee that's gotten flooded out of their homes and cities washed away, and it's just awful up there. God bless those people. Well, I'll tell you what, we've been working all week on that damn boat out there. That stringer, and every time I'd get a layer or something on it, that transom, I've been fiberglassing and puttying. And I will say I've got it done. I finally got it in there. I got it cemented in there good. I had it clamped on there good. My fixture worked out just great. Once I got it cemented on, I went back and I peanut buttered all the joints all the way around, filleted everything out nice and round. Then I went back and I put a layer of 1708 on all the way around the perimeter, let that dry. Then I came back and I put a layer of well, to start with, before I put it on the boat, I put a layer of 1708 all the way over, all over it. Okay, and that looked really good. Then I put another layer of 1708 all the way around the perimeter. Then I put some rogue woven all around the seams at the bottom. Did that real good. Then I went back and I put another coat of chop all over it. And I'll have to say the transom is done. It's complete. So tomorrow I'm going to get in there and I'm going to start grinding again. Grind out a little bit in the front I got to grind out. And smooth up where the stringers are going to go. Grind all that down smooth. And start putting the stringers in. But let me show you where we're at right now. Let's just go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. We are starting to get on the downhill side of this here boat project. There's my cat. Mimo, come here, girl. Mimo, you come here and see your daddy. She's my sweetheart. She hasn't let me get a hold of her in the last couple of days. Let's get up here and look in this boat and see what we got. I'll tell you where we're at and what we're going to do. I'm going to break my neck getting up in here. Alright, there's the transom. Now, that little bad boy has plenty of fiberglass on it. I put the woven on it today, and it's got a layer of chop, and it's got several layers of 1708 on it. Anyway, we're done with that. Now we got to grind all these seams up. And my stringers are going to have to be seamed together because I'll make it out of a piece of plywood. So still got to get up in the front and cut that floor out and do some work up in there. But still got a long way to go, but that's where we're at. At least the transom's done anyway. It's the right thickness, and it ain't going nowhere. And it'll probably last another 30 years, maybe longer. Who knows? May not last 5. Who knows? Not fall apart. Who knows? Shit. Let's get on it, man. Well, y'all saw all the work I just done on the transom. And that was a big job. But since then, I have actually got all the stringers put in the boat. All the stringers are in. You can't probably see because it's all covered up. I had to cover it up. When the rainy season came because it was too cold, the fiberglass, and I didn't want all that wood getting wet. But we got it all. We got one more layer of fiberglass to put on all the stringers. And then we got to put the floor in there. And then we got a fiberglass it all the way around. Real good. When we get it all fiberglassed in, then we can take all that off. If it gets wet, all the water will just go inside the bilge and go out. So but when we get that done, then we're going to put that right there on there next. That's going on after that. That's going on. Actually, this is going on next. This is going on next. Smooth out this hole. Smooth out this hole right here. And that's going on next. Then I'm going to wire everything up. Get everything wired up and running. And then I'm going to put the floor in there. Anyway, y'all have a beautiful weekend. It's nice out here in Georgia today. Real nice. 70 something degrees. Anyway, that's on my project to be fixed in the springtime too, so I have me something to play on this year. All right, have a wonderful day. God bless and stay tuned. Stay tuned.